Namaste. Hi, it's Yoga Terry, and I'm putting together another video for everyone. This one is about restorative yoga. What's restorative yoga? First of all, we are going to be on the floor, so if this is something that you'd like to try, we will be seated on the floor, preferably barefoot on a mat, but just do the best that you can. In restorative yoga, what are we restoring? We're really looking to restore a sense of balance in your own personal energy, okay? We're going to be feeling very supported, so we're going to use some props. So I'm going to go over a couple of things, and if you don't have some of the things that I have, or even substitutions, just improvise, do the best that you can. So a couple of things that we will be using tonight, and I have some goodies here, and many of you have seen these before. I have a couple of blocks. You may or may not find them useful. If you don't have blocks, you could certainly use a stack of books, okay? Anything that is about this size, or even some kind of a box, might work for you, but it would need to be something that's supportive, okay? So, whether you have one of these, two of these, none of these, again, you're just gonna do the best that you can. Also, you've seen these in the yoga studio, bolsters. So these we will, use for support, sometimes in combination with the blocks. But if you don't have one of these, because not a lot of people have bolsters, you absolutely could use a rolled up Afghan or blanket that you folded and then created a little bit of a jelly roll, okay? So like this could be used in a very similar way. I have another blanket, but this one is thinner, so when I rolled it up, it didn't give too much in the way of height, but let's again remember that you're improvising, so maybe you have one or two rolled up blankets, maybe you have a rolled up blanket and a rolled up towel. I could even put one of these on top of the other to get the desired, degree of comfort that we might be using in some of these postures. So we're going to be supported. It's going to be fairly gentle. We're not going to do a lot of postures, but the postures that we will be doing, we're going to be in them for a bit, maybe a few minutes. And a few minutes might not seem like a lot until you're in a posture. But again, these are supported postures and they should feel good. And you, as always, should modify and do what's best for you depending on how you're feeling tonight or today, and whether or not you have any sensitive areas in the body. Okay, so if you need to put me on pause, since this is a video, and if you need to leave the room and go grab a couple of things that might be useful to you, go right ahead and then come back. And then we'll have a few quiet moments as we do at the beginning of class, and just some very basic breathing techniques to focus the mind. And then we'll get right into these restorative and supportive and comfortable postures, okay? So maybe you're putting me on pause, maybe you're all set to go, whatever the situation is. When you come back to me, we will sit in a comfortable seated position. So you can be cross-legged, but notice your posture. Feel as though you're grounded on the sitting bones, lengthening the spine, softening the shoulders down. Hands can gently rest on the knees. You can even use a meditative position, either with the palms up or down. Close your eyes. Chin just parallel to the ground. If you're not comfortable closing the eyes, you can always just slightly lower them, maybe gazing down and ahead of you. Bring your awareness to the breath. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let one breath flow into the next. Scan through your body. Really go from head to toe and notice if there are any areas that might be holding tension, areas that might be sensitive in any way. And remember to listen to your body. Relax through the midsection. Belly and chest rise and fall with the breath. And notice your energy. So notice exactly how you're feeling tonight. Not just how you're feeling physically, but notice what's going on. Notice what's going on mentally and emotionally. Notice if you're feeling lethargic, tired, as if you have too little energy to do anything at all. And notice whether or not maybe you're feeling anxious about something, whether you feel as though it's hard to sit still, like you've got too much energy. So we're looking to find that balance, not too much, not too little, bringing the energy to a place of balance so you feel like the best version of yourself. Notice if there are any thoughts in particular that are weighing heavily on your mind. Acknowledge those thoughts, accept them for the moment, but then allow them to drift away. Don't cling to the thoughts. Remember to soften the muscles of the face, the forehead, around the eyes, the cheeks, even the jaw, leaving a little space between the upper and lower teeth so that you might avoid clenching. Do your best to remain focused on the breath. But if the mind begins to wander away, traveling, thoughts popping in, it's normal. Just go back to the breath again, refocus, reground yourself in the present moment. Enjoy a gentle, comfortable rhythm of breathing. Please join me in beginning with Om Shanti. One breath, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. Bringing the palms together in front of the heart, we bow. Namaste. Namaste. And thank you all for coming. Relax the hands down either on the knees or in the lap. I'll just lower the music a little bit. And we'll begin with just some basic pranayama breathing techniques. Again, looking to find focus and grounding in the breath. Let's begin with Durga breathing, 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Very good. Take one palm to the belly and the other palm to the center of your chest. 3 more deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, feel the belly, the rib cage, and the chest expand. Exhale, feel a gentle release. One last time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Release the hands. Let's take the fingertips down beside us, and we'll do just a little movement with the arms as we breathe, coordinating the breath with the movement. Inhale, palms up, shoulder height. Exhale, turn the palms down. Inhale, palms up, overhead to touch. Exhale, interlacing the fingers, turn the palms up. Stay here, inhale. And exhale all the way down as if you were pushing the air back down to the mat. A few more times. Inhale, palms up, shoulder height. Exhale, turn the palms down. Inhale, palms up, overhead to touch. Exhale, interlace, turn the palms up. Stay here, inhale. And exhale all the way down. One more time. Inhale, palms up, shoulder height. Exhale, turn the palms down. Inhale, palms up, overhead to touch. Exhale, interlace, turn the palms up. Stay here, inhale. And exhale all the way down. Good. Rest the hands on the knees or in the lap. Take just a few breaths. Very good. And then release your legs. Move them around gently. You can massage them a little bit. Tap them if you like. Good. And I will demonstrate the first posture, which is really a restorative or supportive, relaxing child's pose. So I'll give you some options as I did before. So you might be using a bolster if you have one. Not everybody does. Remember, you can use rolled up blankets, 1, 2, whatever. You could even take a pillow, a long pillow. Some people have those body pillows. That would be a nice substitute for a bolster. And we're going to practice a child's pose that's supported. Now, maybe, okay, I'm just going to take a block, okay, and I'll show you that I have my knees wide, and I'm going to, maybe, depending on how you feel, I might just kind of hold the sides or just kind of slip my fingers a little bit underneath the bolster, and I'm going to turn my head to one side. Now, if this feels too flat for me, if maybe I would like it elevated, we could use a yoga block, or as I said, a couple of books, or just something to elevate the bolster. And maybe I like how that feels.
this evening. And I might just use that, but I might not have it quite so high, so I might actually move the bolster away a little bit, lowering this down. Now, what we will do, we will have the head in one direction, and we will be breathing, just relaxing. It's just a gentle stretch for the back. And then at some point, I will say, just turn your head in the opposite direction. So that not only are we getting that gentle stretch to the back and a little bit of opening to the hips, but you're also stretching the neck muscles on one side, and then when you move to the other side, you're stretching the other side as well. So we want things to be balanced and even, okay? So if you need to take a moment, just kind of, or you might be doing it already, try to find what's comfortable for you. Separate the legs. Now, I tend myself just to have like the big toes toward each other, but if it's better for you to have the legs more parallel but separated, doesn't matter. I want you to do what's comfortable for you. So, we will move into place, relaxing the shoulders. I still let the palms face up, whether I'm holding on to the bolster or just really with the palms up. Head turning to one side, and in a couple of minutes we'll turn to the other side. So we're just looking to breathe. Focus on the breath. Feel the breath moving in and out of the body. Since a good part of the belly is supported by the bolster, or maybe your blanket or pillow, you might notice that the belly moves against that. So you might actually feel the back body kind of expanding out into the sides a little bit. So notice the sensations that you feel as you breathe in this supported child's pose. If something doesn't feel quite right, if you need to move something around or make an adjustment, that's what you should do. And if the mind wanders, go back to the breath again. Reconnect. The breath is like an anchor. It helps us to stay anchored in the present moment. Very good. Now, just gently lifting the head, turn in the opposite direction, get comfortable, and we'll take another few minutes on this side. Anytime the mind wanders, return to your anchor, return to the breath. Notice if you're holding on to any tension. And remember, you're supported, so allow your body to release to that support. Find softness. Good, and with your hands on the mat or on the ground, just walk those hands in toward you, coming up to sit, maybe rolling the shoulders a little bit, and then we'll move on to the next posture. So we're going to practice a seated forward bend one leg at a time. So I'm going to sit, I'm going to extend the legs out in front of us. I'm going to open up the sitting bones. Now, if you've got extremely tight hamstrings or if the hips are feeling very tight, you can always use a blanket or a towel that's either rolled or folded even underneath the seat a little bit, just to lift up the hips a little bit. So for some people that might feel quite good, all right? So that's another option. We're going to begin by bending the left knee and just sliding the left heel in toward the groin. Now, everybody's different. Some people might be with the foot a little bit more away from the body or a little farther away still. Maybe the foot is comfortable coming in, but maybe the hip is a little tight and you find that the knee is up in the air. You can always use another rolled up towel, blanket underneath the knee, or even a block. So do what's comfortable for you. And then, as we get ready to move into the forward bend, the bolster or blanket, pillow, rolled up, anything that's comfortable for you, I'm going to have it here, okay? So, again, you can use something to elevate and put this pillow, bolster, or rolled up blanket in any place that's comfortable for you. I am keeping my right foot a little bit flexed, but I'm not creating a lot of tension in the leg. I really just want to see if the toes can point upward rather than having the whole leg roll out to the side, okay? So we're just looking to keep the foot upright, okay? Now, this seated forward bend one leg at a time also has a little bit of a twist in it, all right? We're going to inhale, reaching the arms, exhale, coming forward, letting the body fold. I like those elbows bent a little so the neck and the shoulders relax. Head turning to one side, and breathe. So there's lengthening through the hamstrings on the right side because that right leg is extended. You're stretching the back muscles because there is a slight twist in this posture. You may feel a little more stretch on the left side of the low back.
Very good. Now, as we inhale, let's take the arms up. And then exhale, hands down behind you, fingertips pointing away, and very gently, it might only be an inch or a few inches, just leave that right leg with the heel down, press into the hands, lift up, open the chest, and take the hips up a little bit, and then release them down. And then we'll switch to the other side. So now, left leg will be straight. Right knee bends with the heel coming in only to a place that's comfortable. We're having those left toes up toward the ceiling. You might be using a block under the knee. You might be using a blanket, towel, anything underneath the knee. If the knee tends to be up, you want to give it some support. You've got your long, whether it's a pillow or one or a couple of rolled up blankets. If you want to create a little bit of a lift like I do sometimes, you can have that block underneath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, extend forward. Come into your forward bend. Turn your head in the opposite direction. Breathe. The whole purpose of supports is so that you're so comfortable in the posture that you enjoy staying in it for a little longer. How's the breath feeling? As you relax, as the mind and the body relax, you might notice that the breathing is more deep. It's more complete. There's nothing holding you back. You might really feel the belly pressing against that support. Feeling the back body expand, maybe feeling a little bit more extension on the lower right side of your back. Good. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands coming down behind you, fingertips pointing away. Inhale, gently lift the hips. And exhale, release. Good. Now, take a few moments and move things out of the way, relax, massage. So from here, we're going to do a straddle, wide-legged forward bend. So, I'm going to just make some space and straddle the legs only to wherever they go right now. Again, we're just looking for the toes to be pointing up. I don't want the legs to roll out so much. So as best as can be without adding tension, because we're looking to get away from it, have the toes pointing up. Now again, you might be using this. You might be using a combination of things. Finding a place that's comfortable.
You might want to hug and hold on to something. You might want to use books or a block to elevate and be in this way where you've got that little bit of a hug. Another option, depending on how your body feels, is to actually use, in this case I'm using the bolster, and move it away from me, but I can move away from it as well, as long as you can still see me. And this can be with the bolster or with the block, or whatever's comfortable for you. Maybe you would just like your forehead relaxing down, okay? So all of these adjustments you make for your own body and for whatever makes you feel most comfortable, okay? So we're going to inhale, reaching up, and then exhale, extending forward. Find a place that's comfortable and breathe. Bend the elbows a little, soften the shoulders, maybe the palms face up depending on the position that you are in. Lengthening the spine, opening through the legs, getting into those hips as well. Very good. Use your fingertips and just walk the hands back in toward you, and then use your fingers, your 8 tall fingers, underneath the knees, and just gently lift up. Good. You can bring your knees in and just take a moment to hug the legs, tuck the chin, and round. You can look up, look down, look up, look down, and then come back to neutral. Good. So now the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to have you move on to your back for a supported bridge. So for a supported bridge, again, you have choices. You can use a block underneath you, or books, whatever's comfortable. I can use in this case, my block, I could use it on the flat side. I could use it on the second side. The tall side might actually be a little too tall. And some people might even want to use the bolster, but just watch and I'll remind you regarding bridge posture. So I'm on my back. My knees are bent, the soles of my feet are flat on the mat. I'm keeping my legs, feet, knees parallel, just natural distance apart. So they're not really wide and they're not squishing together, so they're pretty natural. And if I'm using my block, I will begin to lift up. I'm always keeping the head and neck centered, no turning the head. Lifting the hips, sliding the block underneath so that it supports not the spine, not the behind, because then the tailbone gets in the way and it doesn't feel right, it's not comfortable, but you want the flat surface of the block in this case to support the flat, heavy hip structure. It should feel pretty good. And I can gently get my arms or my shoulder blades to come in a little bit so that I get some expansion across the chest. There's a gentle flattening to the mat. You absolutely can use rolled up blankets or the bolster underneath, but obviously as you slide that underneath, let's see, I don't want to get too caught up on my mat. There we go. I could use the bolster as well. And even with my elbows bent, if I'm using the bolster, since it's crossways to my body, I'm still lifting the hips. I can still get an openness to the chest. And I can still have my palms facing up, and I can just use my elbows to kind of get the shoulder blades to come together and back. So any of these methods, find your comfortable, supported bridge posture and breathe. You might start and you might say, I thought that the block was going to feel pretty good, but now I really feel I should have gotten the blanket rolled up or the bolster. Switch. Doesn't matter. Do what's comfortable. You need to experiment to find out what's best for you. Finding an arch to the spine. Since you're being supported, you should not be feeling any discomfort in the knees because you're not constantly pressing down. The hips are being supported by either the bolster, the blankets, or maybe blocks. Shoulder blades gently come in toward one another, expanding across the chest, allowing that arch to move a little higher in the chest. Head is centered and neutral, back of the neck is long and comfortable, but you should not feel pressure at all in the neck. Breathe. Restorative postures allow you to remain comfortable. You're allowing the body to soften, still maintaining the supported shape of the posture, but without any strain whatsoever. So again, always scanning through, breathing should be comfortable. The more comfortable you can make the physical body and the breathing, the more your nervous system relaxes as well. The more quiet your mind becomes. Very good. Now, you might need to press into your feet to lift the hips a little and remove anything that you might have underneath you. Put it off to the side. Give yourself a little distance. Because I'm going to ask you to have your feet a little bit wide. I'm using one foot to move the bolster away, and we'll see. Separating the feet mat width apart. Just do a few of those nice windshield wipers. It's a very nice release. Nice massage to the low back. Good. And then coming to center, now take your 8 tall fingers. I know you can see me, I'm hoping. Take your 8 tall fingers behind the knees in the fold of the legs. As you inhale, extend the legs up toward the ceiling, pressing the soles of the feet up, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, bend the knees and use the fingers behind the knees to just gently draw the legs in toward the body. You're not forcing. Inhale, extend. Good. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Release your feet down. Roll over to your side and come up, and then we'll get ready for the next one. So what I think I will have you do is a supported fish posture. So, again, whether you're using a bolster or whether you've got a couple of blankets that you can use rolled up in a similar way, you can, stack them, create length, whatever it is. All right, so use whatever is comfortable for you, but we're going to be seated for a moment, and I have the bolster almost up against me. Again, this is personal. Some people might want it a little more away, some people might want it closer. You only know when you try. We're going to recline on the bolster. Allow the palms to face up toward the ceiling. You can keep your head more neutral. If you are comfortable in the neck, you can just gently allow the chin to point up toward the ceiling, getting some openness through the neck and throat. Because with the bridge posture, the chin and the chest are more close to one another, but now we're looking to get a little bit more openness. So find what's comfortable. I might actually move away from my bolster a little bit. Soften the shoulders. Let the palms face up. You can get the shoulder blades coming toward each other a little, more expansion across the chest. Legs are together, but if they separate a little bit, it's not such a big deal right here, because this is a little bit more about the upper body, opening through the heart center, center of love and compassion, opening through the throat area, energy center of creativity, and also communication. Taking energy up also to the third eye, the point between the eyebrows, your intuitive center, and also bringing energy up toward the crown of the head, the crown center, self-realization and enlightenment. If you like, I would like you to have the mouth closed if possible. If you would like, you can even have the lower lip over the top lip. Make a fish face. To relax in the sockets. good. Now, bending the knees. This might help you to release. You might shift your hips and then start to move over to your side so that you can come off of the bolster. And I'll put this aside just for a moment. And again, you might just take a moment to hug the knees in toward you. And maybe you look up. And maybe you look down. Gently looking up. Gently down. Good. One more posture before final relaxation. So this is going to be the bound angular posture, but supported. So if you remember, bound angular posture is when we sit and we kind of look like butterflies, okay? So this one helps us to open up through the hips, and the hips are very tight on many of us because we sit too much. So again, you can use support, whether it's a blanket, and again, you can jelly roll the blanket. Could be more than one. It could even be a pillow. A pillow might be nice. Feet coming together, coming like this. You could do the same thing with the bolster. Bolster underneath the knees. Knees are bent. Falling gently out to the side. Soles of the feet together. Palms facing up toward the ceiling. Allow the body to relax. So as you take your first few breaths, you start to feel more of the back body touching the mat. Very good. Now, take your hands to the outsides of the legs by the knees and just help those legs up to a neutral position so the soles of the feet are flat. And then you can use your feet and move away or roll to your side and take the support away. Okay? Before we move into final relaxation, maybe you want to take the knees in, maybe you want to rock side to side, maybe you want to make some circles, maybe circling one way and then the other. Maybe you like happy baby, holding on to the toes or to the feet and drawing the knees in toward the elbows. Just moving around a little bit. One more massage to the back. Again, openness for the hips. And then releasing the feet, we will prepare for Shavasana, final relaxation. So you can, as always, you can be on your back with the feet separated, palms facing up toward the ceiling. If you feel like you need grounding, palms can be down, but usually we prefer up to receive energy. Separating the feet, toes falling out toward the sides. If you have any discomfort in the low back, or if you really like the way it feels to have the bolster supporting the weight of the legs, and if this helps you to flatten out the back, you can put the bolster back. You don't have to have the feet touching each other. You can just have them in a way that's comfortable for you. So find your comfort in final relaxation. If you're chilly and you want to put on socks, a jacket, or take the blanket and put the blanket over you, you can do that as well. I'm just going to come up to my seated position, taking you through final relaxation. So make any final adjustments so that you're feeling comfortable. Return your awareness to the breath. And settle in. Breathing slows down. The belly and the chest rise and fall like gentle waves. And scan through your body again. Notice how you might feel differently from when we began. Let your body sink down comfortably into the mat. Connect with your sense of peace on the inside. Bring your awareness to your feet, repeating silently to yourself, I relax my feet, I relax my toes, the tops and bottoms of my feet. My heels and ankles are relaxed. I relax my shins and calves. I relax my knees. I relax my thighs and hamstrings. I relax my hips, buttocks, and lower back. I relax my abdomen and my middle back. I relax my chest and my upper back. I relax my hands, fingers, palms, and wrists. I relax my forearms, elbows, and upper arms. I relax my shoulders and my neck. I relax my jaw, my mouth, even my teeth and tongue are relaxed. I relax my nose, cheeks, and ears. I relax my eyes, temples, and forehead, allowing it to smooth. I relax my head, the back of my head, the sides of my head, and the top of my head. Even my hair is relaxed. My
My whole body is relaxed. My whole body is relaxed. Let your body melt. Let your spirit float free. And for the next few moments, I will be quiet. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And gently moving your fingers and toes. Slowly turn your head to one side. Come back to center. And then turn to the other side. And back to center. Bring your legs and feet together. Flex your feet. Inhale, reach your arms up and over your head. Give yourself a long full body stretch. And release. Now stretch your right arm and your left leg, opposite pairs. And release. Now left arm with the right leg. Stretch it long. And release. Bend your knees, hug them in toward you, rocking from side to side. Stop at center, release your feet down. Roll over to your right side, take a breath. And then slowly come up to seated posture. So I do have a reading for us. And it's about being mindful, which is really why we practice yoga, to learn how to pay attention and to be mindful and stay in the present moment. And it says mindfulness gives you time. Time gives you choices. Choices skillfully made, lead to freedom. So mindfulness gives you time, because you're moving a little more slowly with patience, and you're not reacting, you're responding. So mindfulness gives you time. Time gives you choices. Choices skillfully made lead to freedom. So we'll bring our hands into meditative posture, just taking a few breaths here. Keeping the eyes closed, please join me in ending with Om Shanti. One breath, inhale, exhale, inhale, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, peace, peace, peace. And bringing the palms together in front of the heart, bowing the head, I give thanks to my teachers and teachers' teachers for handing down the science of yoga to us through the ages. I thank all of you for allowing me to share class with you today. Om Shanti, peace, Om Tat Sat, and we bow saying Namaste, Namaste. And thank you so much. Thank you for coming. I hope you're all doing well. We're okay over here. You probably heard Ava, the dog, the 80-pound puppy running back and forth on the floor above my head. So I hope you're well, and I hope we see each other soon. In the meantime, do all the things that they keep telling us to do. Washing hands, using a face covering if you're going out, maybe even wearing some gloves if you're going out. So take really good care of yourselves. I love you all. Big yogic hug. I look forward to seeing you soon. Come Zoom with me, so check on the website for when all of the little Zoom conversations take place, and it's easy to download a copy of the Zoom app either on your phone or on your iPad or on your computer. So I hope to see you, hear you, talk to you soon. Take care. Love you guys all. And I will get close to you so I can turn off the video. Bye.